the first part of the chapter, The Portrait of a Lady, where we have noticed that from the childhood of the author, he was very much attached to his grandmother. Grandmother is making him ready for the school. Even she is going with the school where the author is going to learn. She was sitting in the temple and they were coming back together. How she used to feed the stray dogs also, and everything that we have noticed in the first video. Now in the second video or the second part, we have to observe how their relationship is changed when they shifted from village to city. So let's start the lesson. I would tell her English words and little things of Western science and learning, the law of gravity, Archimedes' principles, the world being round, etc. This made her unhappy. She could not help me with my lessons. She did not believe in the things they taught at the English school and was distressed that there was no teaching about God and scriptures. जब राइटर उनको बताते थे कि स्कूल में हमें कुछ इंग्लिश सिखाया जाता है, वेस्टर्न साइंस जैसे लॉ ऑफ ग्रेविटी, आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल्स एक्सेट्रा, तो वो बहुत अनहैप्पी हो जाती थी क्योंकि उसको वो कुछ समझ में ही आता नहीं था. एंड शी डिड नॉट बिलीव इन द थिंग्स दे टॉट एट द इंग्लिश स्कूल. और जब उसको पता चला कि देर वॉज नो टीचिंग अबाउट गॉड एंड द स्क्रिप्चर्स दैट इज़ होली बुक्स, तो स्कूल में अभी गॉड के बारे में या स्क्रिप्चर्स के बारे में कोई रिलीजियस टीचिंग नहीं दी जाती है, सिर्फ वेस्टर्न साइंस पढ़ाया जाता है, तो उसकी ग्रैंड मदर है वो बहुत अनहैप्पी हो जाती थी बिकॉज शी वॉज रिलीजियस लेडी और वो शायद अपने कल्चर से जुड़े रहना चाहती थी. One day I announced that we were being given music lessons. She was very disturbed. To her, music had lewd associations. It was the monopoly of harlots and beggars and not meant for gentlefolk. She said nothing, but her silence meant disapproval. She rarely talked to me after that. When I went up to university, I was given a room of my own. And one day, when author told her that he was having some music lessons also, she was very disturbed because she was thinking at that time that music is the work of lower category of people, of prostitutes or the beggars. और वो जेंटल फोक के लिए, माने अच्छे जेंटलमैन आदमियों के लिए म्यूज़िक नहीं होता है. और लेकिन वो कुछ भी नहीं बोली. She only shown her disapproval by silence, and after that she rarely started talking with him. And when he went up to university, जब ऑथर कॉलेज में गए, यूनिवर्सिटी में दाखिल हुए, तब तो क्या हुआ, उसके रूम्स भी सेपरेट हो गए बिकॉज ही वॉज गिवन हिज ओन रूम. एंड देयर इज़ द थर्ड फेज ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप. One is in village, the other phase came when the author was in a high school in a city, and now their third phase started where he was having his own room. माने जो उनकी रूम शेयरिंग थी, एक दूसरे के साथ उनकी जो रूम में भी कंपनी रहती थी वो कंपनी अब कम हो जाएगी बिकॉज ही वॉज हैविंग हिज ओन रूम. So here the writer is going to describe his relations with his grandmother. While she sat in the veranda, breaking the bread into little bits, hundreds of little birds collected round her, creating a veritable bedlam of chirpings. Some came and perched on her legs, others on her shoulders. Some even sat on her head. She smiled but never shooed them away. It used to be the happiest half hour of the day for her. Here, the writer describes grandmother's relationship with the sparrows. So, during evening time, she used to sit in the veranda and throw the breaking breads in little bits to the hundreds of sparrows. The veranda full of the chirpings of the sparrow. And the sparrows are so friendly with her that they are sitting on her body, over her legs, on her shoulders. But the grandmother liked all these things. She never shooed them away. कभी अपनों से वो दूर नहीं करती थी. And it was her happiest moment. When I decided to go abroad for further studies, I was sure my grandmother would be upset. I would be away for 5 years, and at her age, one could not tell, never tell, but my grandmother could. She was not even sentimental. She came to leave me at the railway station but did not talk or show any emotion. Her lips moved in prayer. Her mind was lost in prayer. And when the author decided to go for the further study abroad, his, he thought that his grandmother would be upset. But she had not told any word. But she was not show her sentiments also. She came to leave the author at the railway station. She did not talk much with him, but her lips moved in a prayer as she was very religious lady. Her mind was lost in prayer. शायद वो ऑथर के अच्छे भविष्य के लिए गॉड को प्रे कर रही थी और उसकी तरह वो अपना सेंटिमेंट्स जो है वो दिखा रही थी. बट शी हैड नॉट टोल्ड एनी वर्ड्स to the writer or any of the family members. Her fingers were busy telling the beads of her rosary. हाथ में हमेशा रोजरी माला रहती थी. Silently she kissed my forehead, and when I left, I cherished the moist imprint as perhaps the last sign of physical contact between us. But that was not so. After 5 years, I came back home and was met by her at the station. She kissed the author's forehead while he was leaving, and the author thought he felt that perhaps it was the last physical contact between them. Because she was that much old, author was not sure when he would come back, whether she would be alive or not. But he says, when I returned after 5 years and they met at the same place at the station, she also went to receive the author. She did not look a day older. सरप्राइजिंगली वो जैसे ऐसी ही लगती थी जैसे ऑथर उसको छोड़ के गए थे. She still had no time for words. And while she clasped me in her arms, I could hear her reciting her prayers. जब उन्होंने ऑथर को प्यार से अपने आर्म्स में लिया तब भी ऑथर ने नोटिस किया she was reciting her prayers. Even on the first day of my arrival, her happiest moments were with her sparrow, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. In the evening, a change came over her. She did not pray. She collected the women of the neighborhood, got an old drum, and started to sing. At that time, when the author came back on the first day, when the author arrived, she had her best or the happiest moment with the sparrows, whom she fed longer and with frivolous rebukes. Means, in a manner as she is talking with the sparrow. For several hours she thumped the sagging skins of the Delipian drum and sang of the homecoming of warriors. We had to persuade her to stop to avoid overstraining. That was the first time since I had known her that she did not pray. The next morning she was taken ill. It was a mild fever, and the doctor told us that it would go. It was the day when the author returned. She did not pray, but she had gathered all the neighborhood women and they started singing the songs. She also sang the song on the drum, and that is the songs of the homecoming of warriors. वो जैसे ज़्यादा बहुत ही खुश थी, वो इतना गा रही थी और इतना वो आनंद उठा रही थी कि लोगों को लगा कि वो थक जाएंगे, उसको ओवर स्ट्रेनिंग हो जाएगी, एंड सो दे रिक्वेस्टेड हर टू स्टॉप. बट the author noticed that it was the first time as he had known her that she did not pray. उस दिन उन्होंने बिल्कुल प्रेयर नहीं की, लेकिन होम कमिंग वॉरियर्स के सॉन्ग्स गाए. बट द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग शी वॉज टेकन इल. वो थोड़ी बीमार लग रही थी. इट वॉज माइल्ड फीवर. But my grandmother thought differently. Doctors told that it is a mild fever, but grandmother having some different idea. She told us that her end was near. उसकी मृत्यु नज़दीक है. She said that since only a few hours before the close of the last chapter of her life, she had omitted to pray. उसका जो अंत समय है वो नज़दीक है. शी वॉज नॉट गोइंग टू वेस्ट एनी मोर टाइम टॉकिंग टू अस. उसने कहा मुझे किसी के साथ बातचीत करने में टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करना है. वी प्रोटेस्टेड बट शी इग्नोर्ड आवर प्रोटेस्ट. उन्होंने लोगों की बातों पे ध्यान नहीं दिया. शी ले पीसफुली इन बेड प्रेइंग एंड टेलिंग हर बिट्स. विद द रोजरी she was taking the name of the God. She lay peacefully in the bed and she was in a praying mood. किसी को साथ उसको बात नहीं करनी थी. जैसे उसको अंदाज़ा आ गया था कि उसका जो डेथ है वो नियर बाय है, जल्दी से उसकी डेथ होने वाली है. जैसे कि वो सिर्फ ऑथर का आने की राह देख रही थी. इवन बिफोर वी कुड सस्पेक्ट हर लिप्स stopped moving and the rosary fell from her lifeless fingers. और वो लोग कुछ नोटिस करें उनसे पहले तो उसके लिप्स स्टॉप हो गए, रोजरी हाथों से नीचे गिर गई और जैसे उसकी डेथ हो गई. अ पीसफुल पैलोर स्प्रेड ऑन हर फेस एंड वी न्यू एज शी वॉज डेड. वो उसका फेस एकदम पेल हो गया, फिक्का हो गया, पैलोर डल फेस हो गया. बट इट वॉज पीसफुल. उसके फेस के ऊपर एकदम शांति थी. वी लिफ्टेड हर ऑफ द बेड एंड एज इट कस्टमरी लेड हर ऑन द ग्राउंड एंड कवर्ड हर विथ अ रेड शॉल. एक लाल कपड़ा उसके ऊपर डाल दिया और जैसे हमारे कस्टम्स है उसकी डेड बॉडी को ग्राउंड के ऊपर सुलाया गया. आफ्टर अ फ्यू आवर्स ऑफ morning शोक मनाना, we left her alone to make arrangements for her funeral. And after some time, all left her dead body there only in the room, and all were busy for the arrangements of her funeral. उसके अंतिम संस्कार की सब तैयारी करने लगे. So It was a very peaceful end of her life, as she was very pious, religious lady, and she loved the author very much. In the evening, we went to her room with a crude stretcher to take her to be cremated. शाम को उसको स्मशान यात्रा उसको निकालने की तैयारी की गई. स्ट्रेचर के साथ सब उनके रूम में गए. द सन वॉज सेटिंग, वो सूर्यास्त हो रहा था, एंड हैड लीट हर रूम एंड वरंडा विथ अ ब्लेज ऑफ गोल्डन लाइट. वो सनसेट की गोल्डन लाइट उनके रूम में और वरंडा में फैली हुई थी. But when they went there, the author says, we stopped halfway in the country yard. वो बीच में ही रुक गए. All over the veranda and in her room, right up to where she lay dead and stiff, wrapped in the red shroud, thousands of sparrows sat scattered on the floor. जहाँ पे उनकी डेड बॉडी रखी गई थी, वहाँ thousands of sparrows were sitting in that room and veranda. But there was no chirping. It was speechless. We felt sorry for the birds and my mother fetched some bread for them. उनको लगा कि ये उनका टाइम है खाने का और इसीलिए सारी स्पेरोज वहाँ आ गई है. And the mother of the author threw some breadcrumbs. She broke it into little crumbs the way my grandmother used to, and threw it to them. The sparrows took no notice of the breads. कोई भी स्पेरो ने वो ब्रेड को नोटिस भी नहीं किया, उनकी ओर देखा भी नहीं. When we carried my grandmother's corpse that is dead body, they flew away quietly. जब उनकी डेड बॉडी को वो लोग ले गए उसके फ्यूनरल के लिए, तो सारी स्पेरो flew away very quickly and silently. Next morning, the sweeper swept the breadcrumbs into the dustbin. और दूसरे दिन जो स्वीपर था वो आया और उसने सारे ब्रेड क्रम्स थे उसको इकट्ठे करके डस्टबिन में डाल दिए. So here the story ends. Yes, I think you have learned the lesson very nicely, and it shows the three phases of their relationship as we have discussed in early. So in the first phase they were at the village and he used to learn from his grandmother. The second phase came when they shifted in the city. The author started his high school lessons where the lessons were in English, and the grandmother was not able to understand all those lessons, and at the same time she was very unhappy when author was going to taught some music lessons. In the third phase, when he went to university, their room is different, and after that completing the college education, the author went to another country for higher study. But when he returned, grandmother was there and he died after his coming. But at the same time she used to feed the sparrows. As in the village she was going to give some chapatis to the street dog, here she used to give some breadcrumbs to the sparrows. And after her death, the sparrows were that much attached that they refused to eat anything. They came there, they sit silently, and after they flew away. And it shows the close relationship of human beings and nature. We have to understand all these things in this chapter. With this, our chapter ends. Thank you. Have a nice day.